Good evening. It's good to see everybody who's here, all these people who are out. I wanted to take just a few minutes this evening to talk about some of my experiences that I had this year at the fair booth. Encountered a lot of people, a lot of different kinds of people, and I had a lot of fun personally. I know that's not entirely relevant, but it was a blast being out there with brethren and getting to evangelize. But as I said, lots of different people, lots of different conversations that I had with said people, and I found that I could categorize the responses that I generally got to my efforts to communicate with others three ways, basically three types of responses, and just wanted to share them and try to relate them to how we as Christians should try to communicate with others and how we should be open to having discussions about the Bible in general. And I guess I should be honest and give the weirdest one first. There's a girl who I actually kind of know because I see her semi-regularly at the gym I go to, and we've had a couple conversations. Just we're acquaintances mostly, but she was a worker at the Putnam County Democratic Party booth, so I was aware that there might be a few complications in trying to evangelize or anything, but to be honest, I didn't even really get that far, because when she walked by our booth, I kid you not, it was me, Maddie, Nate, and Will, said, "Hey," and she said, "Hey," and I said, "How are you doing?" And she says, "I'm homosexual," and she walks right by me, and I was like, ouch, like that. I knew then that was going to bother me for like at least 2 or 3 days. It was messed up, like it hurt me, but I was, thinking that might be a response that I might get, so I didn't want to let that bother me. On the other end of the spectrum, Maddie and I got to speak with a couple who had beliefs that were different from ours, mostly regarding baptism and where salvation comes from, stuff similar to what we talked about tonight, even in the Romans class. But we talked for like an hour, I think, and these people were super kind. They were super open to talking about the Bible. Whenever I would try to flip to a page and try to pull up a verse that I had my memory verses like 1 Peter chapter 3, Romans chapter 6, stuff like that. He was super willing to have this conversation, and to be honest, we left still disagreeing with each other the same way that we did when we approached one another, but they were willing to hear what we had to say, and they were willing to talk about the Bible, which is huge, especially when you compare it to the last category of answers, which honestly was probably the most common that I encountered, where people would walk by and they wouldn't try to make it obvious that they were looking at your booth. And then as soon as you make eye contact, they turn around the other way and they look at all the pretty plastic containers that the other lady across the hallway had, and they didn't really want to have too much to do with it. And if you made eye contact with them and you said, "Hey, you want a free Bible?" they'd give answers like, "Oh, I'm a Christian. I already have a Bible at home." Or, "I'm a Christian. I went to church this Sunday." Or, "I'm a Christian. I prayed this morning." And those were so common. The people who did the quiz board, who there weren't as many as I was expecting. Like Jesse said tonight in class, for the James chapter 2 question, they would be hitting that faith alone button, faith only, and they'd be confused. And I guess maybe justifiably so, if they've been raised, if they've been, I'd say, indoctrinated into this belief that that's what you need, this faith only doctrine that's been propelled by so many self-professing Christians. But what leaves me dumbfounded is when they get the question wrong, and you say to them, can we open to the passage and read it? And they go, nah, like, it's okay. I got my Bible at home. I'm a Christian. I have my Bible at home. And to guide each other the same way, the same direction. And we should strive to bring each other there as well as we can. So if there's any need that anyone here may have, please let it be known as we stand and sing.